See? I knew everything would be fine. All you guys had to do was have a little faith. Welcome back to SimCity, everyone. In the last episode, we founded Edgar's Castle here, and we just got an upgrade to our City Hall already, which is excellent. Let's put in the Department of Tourism here. And we still need the Department of Finance and the Department of Education. Otherwise, we've got basically everything. So, in the last episode, I mentioned a couple of things that we have planned here for Edgar's Castle. First of all, Edgar's Castle is going to be a very heavily residential city. Most of its people, if not all of its people, are going to commute out to other... Ooh, that's not great. There's a lot of traffic. Which, I knew that the traffic problem... It's going to be bad. The traffic problem is going to be bad in this city. Because of the way I plan things here. But it's going to be part of the beast. Anyway, it's going to be a major residential city. It's going to be very packed. That means it's going to look not all that great. There's going to be very bad traffic problems. There's going to be a lot of four-way intersections, which is something you always want to avoid when you're designing your roads. I know this. I am semi-intentionally doing it. We just need to pack in as many sardines as we possibly can here so they can move out to the other cities. The other thing we're going to do is futurize it. And to futurize it, you just need these kinds of future buildings. You can tell they're futurized because they have these blue hexagons here in the top right corner. Futurizing your entire city makes more blue hexagons here in the bottom right corner. Fill your UI bar. And we can just plop a basic one here. The Excitatorium. You can just plop it right there. And just like that. Yep, I cleared that one for futurizing, and you can tell the roads are more futurized here. I've got more blue hexagons down here in the corner. None of it really matters from what I can tell. I don't know if futurizing your city has some sort of additional effect based on what you're doing with it. It possibly does. I really don't know. But we will see. Hey, buddy. Mayor, Edgar's Castle cannot infinitely sprawl out across the region. We need to build up, not out. Ooh, 80,000 bucks for this? Yeah, whatever it is. Envision, if you will, a future where Sims live in massive multi-story towers called Mega Towers. Everything a Sim needs would be available in the same building. Let's make this vision of the future a reality, Mayor. Let's build a Mega Tower. I'll do it. It's a good way to shove a bunch of people into the same city. Problem is, they're expensive as hell. The basic one costs $120,000. So, that's not easy, but it is something to aspire to. The fact that she's going to give me $80,000 just for building one means that we will recoup most of that. We'll only need $40,000, or it'll only cost a total of $40,000. But this will be good. Now, this stuff is, of course, added with the Cities of Tomorrow expansion. I'm not used to it yet. I did buy the Cities of Tomorrow expansion soon after it came out. I was still writing the strategy guide for IGN Entertainment for SimCity when the expansion came out. IGN deemed it unnecessary to make a strategy guide for the expansion because not that many people were playing the game at that point. So I bought this one myself. I bought the expansion even though the core game was given to me for free by IGN. This is kind of weird, but that's what guide writing was. It was a little odd, but I enjoyed it. I might actually go back to it. I've been thinking about that lately, whether I want to get back into guide writing. I'm good at it, so I don't know. Anyway, forget it. It doesn't matter. Right now, what matters is looking at these towers and trying to figure out what else to do. Now, there are multiple classes of towers, as you can see. I don't know what all they do. I don't know the point. Oh, okay. This is jobs galore. This is satisfy residents. This is more workers and more shoppers. You probably need both. Pack a mammoth tower full of Sims. Same description. Stack levels of apartments, malls, and... Okay. Okay, I get it. These are modular. So I can plop this to get peeps, and then I can plop this on top so they have places to shop. but I would not plop this because I don't want jobs yet there. And then you can make sky bridges to connect multiple towers, which are pretty cool. But right now we need a population. I need population numbers. That way they can drive over to Lock Island. I don't need jobs in this city yet. So far, so good on having having at least a basic population going. So I'm going to continue expanding what I've got here. Let's see, did I? That's like... it's not symmetrical. It's gonna bother me because it's not symmetrical. Oh well. So it goes. So we'll add another layer here. I kind of find it... Maybe I'm being too cynical, but I think part of the reason they did the expansion the way they did, like making these mega towers, I feel like part of the reason they did that was because the cities themselves in SimCity have very little space. It's no secret. I mean, it was one of the major complaints when this game came out, that the amount of room you have for one city is incredibly small. Like, it's only this. Cities don't get bigger or smaller. All cities in the game are one size. And that's annoying. It's a very huge departure from SimCities in the past. Or rather, it's a huge departure from SimCity 4. I guess all cities were the same size in SimCities 1, 2, and 3. But at least with this one, it felt like a step backwards since they limited your size. And of course, you get into Cities Skyline, which admittedly came out after this game, but you had such a massive sprawling area, not to mention you could kind of customize it by buying certain chunks of land to create your city in. And I understand where the I wouldn't even call it anger, but the disappointment came from with this game. There was so much it could have done that it did not do, and it is disappointing. You know, like I said, I still think at the end of the day, Cities Skyline is a more superior game, but this one is a bit more casual, for better or worse. It is just different, and different is not necessarily bad. The lack of effort was bad. EA lying to us about needing online multiplayer was bad. You know, EA was shady. It's what EA does sometimes. But I don't hate the game. I can't hate the game. No, because then I can do that, and I'll turn it into a three-way instead. Okay, cool. And commercial zones, there we go. Okay, population going up slowly. Let's check on... One of the most useful data maps tells us how far along things are from upgrading. So buildings do have a progression. You can't just plop a high-density street and expect a high-density building to come in. It takes a while. And it takes people, your citizens, time to become happy. Not to mention they need things. They need safety, they need fire defense, they need education, and so on to become happy. So, but this chart gives you a good idea of what you can do. So obviously this section will upgrade before any other section. Whoa, that was a huge jump to the negative. What happened? Worried about crime. Okay. Well, we're making plenty of cash. So since you are worried about crime, let's get a couple police stations, or let's get a police station and a fire station ready to go here. I'm trying to keep the costs as low as... Not enough simoleons. 20 grand. Jeez. I'm trying to keep the costs as low as possible, not just for general sake. I mean, I'm thrifty when it comes to my Sims. or my Sims and my SimCities. Not only am I thrifty, which is a good way to put it, but, you know, having money is good. It gives you room to grow and room to change. I don't like operating right at zero, because then if something comes up, I can't respond to it. I can't react to it. So I don't want to drop 20,000 on a fire department immediately. 9 criminals at large, 3 crimes per day. Let's add a fleet of vehicles. I guess a pair of vehicles. And not enough for that. That's okay. I really like the lights of the future town. Like that blue. It's very pretty to me. It's not my favorite color, but blue is among my favorite colors. Like that kind. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Edgar's Castle residents find jobs in Lock Island. Yes, that is what we need. That is precisely what I need. With 300 people commuting out, 700 unemployed. But remember, Lock Island needs nearly 3,000 people just from the poor residents in order to fulfill this. So that's fine. And there's apparently a fire somewhere. Well, that sucks. Oh, that poor fire truck is stuck in traffic. Dude, just go into the left lane. There's no one... Oh, okay, never mind. I guess there are oncoming cars. Hey, the rain will help out too, right? Cool. Alright. See, everything's fine. I've noticed in SimCity there isn't... Whoa, not that one. You don't really need much fire coverage. Fires are rare in this game. Like, having a full-fledged fire precinct is usually unnecessary until very late game. But we are good. That's not bad. 11,000 people. So in just this small section, and everything is low density, we've got 11,000 people. Whereas that's almost the entire population of Lock Island. Oh, God. Wait, what? Oh, the mayor's house. Thought I was going to get an upgrade there for a second. We'll put it here. So these people are probably going to upgrade their wealth. Yep, here comes one now. So here's another Pyro pro tip in case you are watching this for advice. You don't want to do a mass upgrade of your wealth because of this problem. Someone moved out. Shut up. Someone moved out to upgrade their house, and then it took a second to get the new person to arrive. So if you upgrade the wealth of, like, your entire city... I don't know why I said like there. If you upgrade the wealth of your entire city at once, everyone moves out, and then everyone has to move back in, and you have that short amount of time where you have no money coming in from taxes. Again, and I've said this multiple times, you want to work slowly in SimCity. Just a little slowly. You don't need to... No. Screw off. You need to have some aggression when you expand, but you have to balance that with not shooting yourself in the foot by upgrading too much too fast and forcing too many people out temporarily before they can come back in. It can work if you have a huge amount of money ready to go. If you have, for example, several 100,000 that you can take the hit temporarily, it's fine. But for a young city like this, we can't afford it. So we are very slowly going to upgrade wealth if we upgrade it at all. This is a freaking mess. Alright, how much is a bus terminal? Because that will help the traffic. 750 an hour. That's going to be a little rough. It's a little rough. And each bus is 80 people. There's 450 commuting out, so we would need 6 buses. That's assuming none of these other people find jobs out there, but they clearly are. That's what they're doing now. All these people are finding jobs in Lock Island. which is good. That's what we need to have happen. Man, what are you guys complaining about? No. Go away. Oh, here we go. There's only one way to defeat a Maxis man. We have to bring him back. We need a bit bigger of a town to give him a proper home. Okay, this I will do. So we need Maxis man. We need 2,500 residents, which we have. Now we need to plop his manor, which costs me just a little bit more than I have naturally. Wow, that is an expensive hourly cost. Maybe we won't do that one. Maybe I'll do that one in Lock Island. Actually, that might be a better place for it anyway. So what Maxis Man is, he's like Batman. You give him an order and he'll zip out onto the street and he'll either catch criminals or help the sick or something like that. He's sort of a one-size-fits-all unit or person, whatever, for your city's services. The downside is he costs money to send out. So every time you tell him to go catch some criminals, he costs money. Every time you tell him to go heal the sick, he costs money. And that adds up. It adds up a lot. So you want to be careful with it if you're going to do it at all. I'm not a big fan of him. I've used him. He just doesn't seem like... I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's worth the cost, to be honest. We do need a hospital, so there you go. There's a clinic for you. 25 treatment capacity because 19 injured Sims per day and 2 sick Sims per day. That's 21, so it's good to have a nice big capacity. So that should do it. So we're still making $2 grand an hour, and we can start expanding even more for our citizens here. Why is our population dropping? Population's dropping quite a bit, actually. Lost, what, about 800 people? Do we have people upgrading? Or are they just moving out? Oh, you like how the truck looks like this? Because the truck is futurized. So the fire vehicles are going to be a little different. Same with the cops. Actually, same with the ambulance, maybe? Nope, it's outside the range of the futurizing. Oh, but the cops will be, yeah. Oh, you can even see it. I just slowed down the speed. You can see the little police vehicle is a little different. It can hover. It's adorable. Alright, more criminals. Boof. I'm going to put the jail cells right next to the park. I don't see a single problem with that. And we should be okay. How many criminals are at large? 5. Alright, so... And we've got a fire somewhere, but the fire department should be on that. Oh, we have 2 fires. Wait, one just got done. Oh, here he comes. See? I knew everything would be fine. All you guys had to do was have a little faith. Alright, what are you people unhappy about? What's going on here? Making a lot of profit. We could use some freight shipments. Okay, still some industrial zone problems. That's fine. This city's not going to have any... Ooh, that's good to see. Okay, let's upgrade this first section here to medium densities. And only this first section. So this is going to take me just a moment. Because if we do more than the first section, I have a feeling things are going to get out of control. Okay, there we go. So everything up to this road is now medium. Now, hopefully we start seeing some buildings popping up soon. Oh, they're getting there. I guess I may have done that too early. What is your problem? Why do you still need... Holy crap, man. Wow, there are a lot of fires in this city. Alright, tell you what. I'll drop another fire thingy. Fire truck garage. There you go. Are you happy? Whoa. Too many pop-ups. Too many pop-ups. Come on. Fire, people. Fires extinguished 5 a day. Holy crap. Construction underway for the city's first apartment building, packing even more poor Sims into the city. Yes, that is what we need. So we are going to, again, temporarily have a small hit to our budget and our population. See, we're losing hundreds of people now. Because, okay. Yes, this is going to be a nice big apartment building. And that's what we needed. Wow, we are over 20 minutes already. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. So that will do it for today. Edgar's Castle is doing fairly well. It's slow going, but right now we need a little bit of slowness in order to get enough people into the city so they can start heading over to Locke's place to work. And it still kind of bothers me. I don't think I've fully finished my thought, but since we're single player, I don't understand why these cities are not updating correctly. Like, Terratown does not need water, it's fine. Lock Island does not need power, it's fine. But for some reason, they're just gonna yell at me and tell me they have problems. It's like the game doesn't really update the other cities. I could almost kinda understand it in multiplayer, because if everyone's playing at the same time and every city needs to update every other player who is in the region, it can take a while. But this is annoying. This doesn't make sense, since I'm single player. I shouldn't be doing this. What is the shield? I don't know what the shield means. Oh, city specialization? What? But you have a specialization. Your specialization is metal. Piece of crap. I don't know. Alright, whatever. Anyway, that'll do it for today. We're going to keep working on the city and see what we can do. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.
Thank you.